is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are taking a detour over to Netflix to discuss the recent rom-com People We Meet on Vacation, which is currently available to stream on Netflix. If you are just joining us for this Netflix review, we're typically a Hallmark podcast who's been branching out into more Hallmark-adjacent content. If you like that sort of thing, give us a follow here on the podcast app you're listening in, but also hop on over to Instagram where we are Girls Gone Hallmark to keep up with what we're currently talking about.
Hey, if you realize, I kind of like these two bozos, Megan and Wendy, and I want more from them, but I'm not really into Hallmark. We invite you to come check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Megan and Wendy, where we do 4 episodes a month and we talk about pop culture stuff, mini crash outs, just life as women in the world today.
Products we use and love.
Yes, those things too. So come on over. Come on over, baby.
Patreon.com/Megan and Wendy. You do get a 7-day free trial over there to check it out. As mentioned, today we are talking People We Meet on Vacation, and we're going to start with a synopsis.
Poppy wants to explore the world, and Alex prefers to stay home with a good book, but somehow they are the very best of friends. They live far apart, but for a decade, they have spent 1 week of summer vacation together.
Brett Haley directed People We Meet on Vacation. He has 19 previous directing credits, including The Hero, Hearts Beat Loud, and All the Bright Places, and is known for warm, character-driven storytelling.
Have you seen any of those movies?
It's funny. I kind of think maybe I've seen All the Bright Places.
It was on Netflix.
Yeah, I may have seen it. I definitely have read the book. The movie is adapted from the best-selling novel by Emily Henry. The screenplay comes from Yulin Quang, Amos Vernon, and Nunzio Randazza. Fun Hallmark crossover, Yulin Quang also wrote the teleplay for the 2020 fan favorite Love on Iceland.
I have no idea why it says fan favorite. I looked up Love on Iceland. I was like, I don't know these two actors in this movie. And I've reviewed a ton of Hallmark movies.
Hundreds and hundreds.
Yes.
Amos Vernon and Nunzio Randazza previously wrote together on Hotel Transylvania, Transformania.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Well, I think that might be like a series because we've seen all the Hotel Transylvania movies.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, they're so cute. Adam Sandler, Selena Gomez.
Maybe you've seen the first one.
They're adorable. We like them, but I think Transformania might be a series. I don't know.
Well, like a former Hallmark hater, also current animated series hater.
Animated everything hater.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Hater in general.
Yep.
Emily Bader stars as Poppy, and with 17 acting credits, including the lead role in the Amazon Prime series My Lady Jane, she's already being called by some as the next big thing.
She's so cute in My Lady Jane.
Oh, this is a series I'm not familiar with.
No, and I don't know if you would like it. It's definitely not set in the present day.
Again, general hater.
But it's cute. And based on a book also. Tom Blythe plays Alex. He has 16 acting credits, most notably starring as the lead in Billy the Kid and as Coriolanus Snow in The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. He, too, is recognized as one to watch in Hollywood. Worth noting, My Lady Jane was canceled after the first season, so if you're going to watch, know that.
Too bad. Sarah Catherine Hook plays fiancée Sarah. Her previous work includes The White Lotus and the short-lived reboot of Cruel Intentions.
Miles Heiser plays David. You likely recognize Miles for his role as Drew on Parenthood or his roles as Alex on 13 Reasons Why. He recently starred in the canceled too soon series Boots, which I really liked.
You have thoughts about it being canceled after one season?
Yeah. Rude.
Yeah. Jamila Jamil plays Boss Swampna. She's widely recognized for her role as Tahani on The Good Place.
Lucien Laviscount plays Trey and needs no introduction for Emily in Paris fans, where he's best known as Alfie.
Lucas Gage plays Buck and is best known for his appearances in Euphoria and The White Lotus.
Alan Ruck, Molly Shannon, and Ian Porter also appear. Let's take a quick break before we come back with our first impressions. Hey, Wendy, what is your first impression of People We Meet on Vacation?
It's not a hot take, but I did think this would be better suited as a limited series.
Oh, yeah. My first impression is, as ever, the book is better than the movie.
That's what I've read on Reddit.
But that doesn't mean I didn't like it.
Well, okay. So you read the book just recently.
I read the book years ago. I have started rereading it. I'm like halfway through. But in rereading it, many memories have been triggered.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to talk about one very specific memory. And yes.
Now, I went into it completely blind. I don't know anything about the book. I have no expectations. Like, I was like, okay, this is a cute rom-com.
Yeah.
So I am curious about like the things I liked and the things I wished for, if they're similar to yours as someone who has read the book.
Yes.
All right.
And I think those are two very separate experiences, because I think overall I did like this. Let me just get that out of the way. But I do think it's two very different experiences, watching this on its own and watching it, comparing it to the book.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I might have liked it more if I hadn't known that there was more to be had. Well, let's talk what we did like.
Okay.
We talked about it a little bit in our news and notes, but Emily Bader is an absolute delight. I've seen so much chatter about her since this came out. I love it. Someone asked if she was tired from carrying this entire movie on her back. She's fun and funny and quirky, super watchable. I love when she gets vulnerable, talking about how she keeps constantly moving on and she feels the need to be doing something new all the time as a defense mechanism from people finding her to be too much.
Mm-hmm.
Really loved her.
I loved her too. She's totally new to me.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed what she brought. I liked her energy that she brings to Poppy.
Yeah.
I like the character of Poppy. A little frenetic, but like I didn't find her irritating at all.
No.
I thought she was like endearing.
Yeah, and as someone who is #NoFun,
Yeah.
super, I
Yeah.
liked her because she's someone I could never be.
Yeah, exactly.
And kind of wish I was that kind of free spirit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Never gonna be me, but it was
Yeah.
fun to watch.
Maybe that's the appeal. I think that's the appeal.
Sure. Yeah, because as much as we know we know some of the backstory about why she is the way she is, but she didn't have the greatest childhood. She was teased and she was bullied and she has all these other things going on and she has some insecurities, but she is so much herself, which I love.
Did you like Tom Blythe?
I think it's really interesting because I saw someone say, oh, he's so boring. Look, I think Tom Blythe was...
Go
Did you
ahead.
think he was boring?
Hold on.
Okay, let me
Finish
just
your
say
thought.
this. Alex is a little uptight. Alex is very structured.
Yeah, I'm Alex.
Me too. when she's like, you hate everything. I thought, well, I don't hate everything, but I do have some strong opinions about things.
Uh-huh.
Look, I think Tom Blythe's portrayal of Alex was well done. He is supposed to be the foil to Poppy.
Yeah.
We see him loosen up. We see him be his most true self with her. But yeah, he is a little stiff, I think intentionally.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think, well, it's funny because like, is Tom Blythe boring or is the character of Alex boring?
Yeah.
Tom Blythe, again, also new to me. I thought it was kind of an interesting choice. I was like, oh, he's fine until
He takes his shirt off.
until the dance scene in New Orleans. And I was like, okay, I get the appeal.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the shirt off too works as well.
The shirt off scene is, I sound like a horny old woman. The only reason I say the shirt off scene is it's unexpected. You don't expect him to look like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the dance scene really is the solidifying moment for me too.
Because he's got the moves.
He's got the moves. He leans into it. It's sexy.
Yep.
It's funny. It's fun. You want to scream at the screen for them to just kiss already.
Yeah.
And it's a fun callback to the Alex
Loved
Hates
it.
Saxophone, Forever Your Girl, as a Paula Abdul fan myself. although don't go see her in concert now because she just, lip syncs and dances to her music. Looks good though. Girl can move.
Still can move. She's a lot older than I am. Still can move.
She looks fan-freaking-tastic, but just listen to the CD at home. That dance scene was an absolute highlight of this movie.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And was unexpected. It plays out in the book like that as well?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
You're not there yet in the book?
I don't remember that specific scene.
I like the structure of this movie, the present day back in time format, moving through the different summers. I thought it kept the story moving and it gives context to like their relationship over time.
Yeah.
I have wishes about it.
Sure.
Though. I also liked, we have like a pretty stacked cast.
Oh, literally have the exact same adjective
Really?
stacked in my notes.
We have some like veteran supporting players, but then we get like Lucas Gage, the Alfie guy from Emily in Paris, Mile Heiser, like, a lot of recognizable talent. I have some wishes about the cast as well too. I'll say it here, they weren't like totally built out. Like these are to me like big name actors.
Yeah.
I thought they could have used more substance.
Yeah, Miles really is the only one who gets his due, I think, in this. Although I think they do enough with Jamila Jamil's character, but it is the parents of it all is in my wishes. But it was just so fun to see them on screen. And Miles Heiser, I did just watch and love Boots, and so I hadn't seen him in anything since Parenthood, and so to see him back on my screen as a very different character has been very enjoyable. I do have to say, I will get into my wishes, but I did enjoy seeing this book come to life. And I do think the book had more depth and detail because that's the difference between books and movies. You can do that. There's time for it. I did still think this was a really fun and escapist way to spend 2 hours. It hits those rom-com notes for me.
Yeah.
It's real splashy and fun to look at. The characters of Poppy and Alice are kind of swoony at times, and you're rooting for them. And I think the two actors have a ton of on-screen chemistry.
Yeah.
So I'm in favor of all of that.
We are a Hallmark podcast typically, and this movie does lean into a classic trope. She's annoying, he's boring, opposites attract, sort of.
A grumpy sunshine situation.
Yeah, I mean, once they like stop fighting like that dynamic, to me, then that's when we really like start to take off. I don't enjoy like when two people don't get along. I'd rather be like rooting for them, like let's get to it. All right. I enjoy the process of I want to watch them take it to the next step.
Yeah, the will they or won't they of it all.
Yeah, that's fun to watch. Not she bugs him and he bugs her.
Agree. They do move past that quickly in the movie. Are you ready to talk wishes?
Yeah.
You touched on it in your first impression, and I think all of my wishes will lean into this. This would have been best served as a limited series.
Agree.
There's just, and I think there's certain elements of this book specifically. The book is called People We Meet on Vacation. The vacation element is a big piece of it. We get so many more of their vacations. We get so much more of everything really in the book, but there's not enough vacation for me. There's not enough building this backstory.
I agree.
Seeing all of the time they had to build this friendship and it all fell apart over the course of one trip. And some of the storylines that they touch on are so much deeper in the book. When I got to the scene in the movie where Poppy is sick and she has to miss her trip, that triggered a deep held memory for me of a book scene that I could not have placed until watching this. In the book, that scene is so much richer. She's so much sicker. He's there for a full week taking care of her. It's just this real lovely caretaking. It has stuck with me for years. Couldn't name the book that it was in until now, but there are things like that. We meet Poppy's parents, played by Molly Shannon and Alan Ruck, and they do a nice job in that moment of kind of letting us know who they are.
Yeah.
But there's more to it because Poppy in the book was bullied because her parent, like, for a number of reasons, but part of it, her parents were weird. And her friends thought her parents were weird. And she couldn't have people over because her parents were weird. There's just so much more.
They didn't strike me as weird. It just,
Well, the mom comes in and she's like, here's this giant Costco-sized box
I
of
get
condoms.
it, but that's like funny too. Like,
Sure, they're a lot.
Yeah.
Like Poppy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Some context would definitely add to it.
Yeah, and I think they do a good job of telling that story with the casting of these characters. I mean, casting Molly Shannon in that role without before she even opens her mouth says a lot.
Totally.
And Alan Ruck, I mean, people of a certain age can't look at him and not see Cameron.
Totally.
So I think that the casting does a lot of the work for them. What wishes do you have?
Like you said, my biggest one is I wish I had actually seen all the summers.
Even a montage.
Yes, even a montage. I just like we have like all this big story crammed into this, hour and 45-minute movie. Just give it a little room to breathe. I just think it would have worked so much better as a limited series where we could have really looked closer at like the vacations. We just got like a whiff of vacations. Like, and honestly, I was like, did I miss something? Like, did they go on a bunch of vacations or did they not? Like,
well, yeah, and that's the hard thing because this book takes place over so many years and it's hard to communicate that in the movie. The adaptation series, not the movie, the series One Day is so good because that's the same situation. These friends, they meet up on the same day every year and that they take the time to tell that story over a number of episodes because you need that backstory to root for them.
Agree. I mentioned that I thought maybe we already talked about it, but the supporting cast, to me, they needed more depth. Honestly, across the board in this, like we're told things about Poppy, we're told things about Alex, but like they don't show them. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves with movies of this type. And then finally, the beach ending at the end did not land for me.
Can't even remember how it ends.
They're just on those two loungers like at the ocean and like it ties back to like the opening scene, but like it's not very swoony, it's not very romantic. I expected like this big, they're just like now we're just like two people. Like it just felt very it felt way more Alex than it did Poppy in that scene. It just kind of a little muted, especially after what we're supposed to believe, like this big historical romance between them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Did you see that?
Nothing jumped out at me in particular. I do have one, but we review a lot of Hallmark movies and there's always like continuity issues or like random things we see. I think that comes from like the speed of those movies are filmed. And mistakes are made. In a movie like this, I think you have more time and bigger budget and people on set to track this stuff.
Sure.
So I didn't see any like, did you see that? True, did you see that? The only one I have is when they're in New Orleans, and this is where all this whole dance scene takes place, it feels very light on extras. Like to me, it feels like a bar like that would be packed with people. Yeah. That's all.
Like you said, my Did You See That's are not of the error variety, but the end credits had the same look and branding as the original book cover, which I appreciated. It's a nice nod to the people who read the book. Molly Shannon, who plays Poppy's mom, she makes a banana condom joke, and I'm shocked that you didn't make the connection to her character.
Never Been Kissed.
Yeah.
I got it when I watched it. Yes, I did. One of my favorite movies.
And look, they make some nominal changes in the book. It's very interesting. Like the Poppy Alex reunification is in Palm Springs in the book, but they still have the same, like, it's way too hot in here and the sheeting. There's several situations where they make changes, but they still work. And I appreciated that. And I think ultimately it was a faithful adaptation given the constraints of making a movie.
I did see a interview with the author who said that a pretty steamy like sex scene was filmed and cut.
Oh, yeah, because it didn't land with audiences.
Yeah. Did you read that too?
Maybe I just saw like a thread about it.
I wonder why it didn't land with audiences.
I don't know.
Would that have changed anything for you? It would not have changed anything for me in terms of like, I would have liked to see more vacations, to be honest, but.
No, what's interesting though is I did hear, so one of the things that's cut from the book is in the book, Poppy has a pregnancy scare. And after that, Alex gets a vasectomy because Alex's mom
Oh my God, what?
dies during childbirth.
Oh,
and he's
okay.
so afraid of anybody, Poppy or anybody in his life having to go through that. That's a real deep storyline. That's cut. Well, here's an interesting thing. That's not in the UK version of the book because I don't remember, but it had I heard some book talker talking about it, about how it didn't resonate as well with other audiences. And so they pulled it from the UK edition of the book.
Interesting.
So interesting how these things come to be.
Yeah. Okay, now we can talk about rating.
I gave it 4.5 stars.
I gave it 3 stars.
Whoa.
Wow.
Let me talk about this. Actually, here's where this is hard for me when we're rating non-Hallmark movies.
Okay.
We rate the Hallmark movies on a 5-star scale.
Right.
And I'm rating them as a Hallmark movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm rating them within the Hallmark genre.
Yes.
If I'm rating this as within the Hallmark genre, I'm going to give this 4.5 stars. If I'm rating this as a theatrical rom-com, I'm going to give it 3.25 stars.
Okay. That's fair. I co-sign that.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. If you love this podcast, we love your 5-star ratings and reviews. And it's as easy as tapping into the Apple Podcast app, finding Girls Gone Hallmark, and tapping the 5 stars. We'll see you next time with more Hallmark and maybe Netflix reviews. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.